And it's that time of the year again when technology innovators get to take part in the BCX Digital Innovation Awards. The IT solution provider, BCX, has officially opened entries for this year, and South African organizations are invited to submit their innovations. Now, in its fifth year, the awards have become a showcase for innovative technology professionals and organizations. And for more on this, I'm joined by the Chief Marketing Officer at BCX, Mandisa Nhloko-Peterson. Good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Newsnight. I stumbled across these awards and I thought, what an innovative way to reward and recognize people who are innovative in South Africa. I think it's very important to recognize individuals and organizations who think ahead and advance our country. So just talk to us about the BCX Digital Innovation Awards and what they're all about.
Thank you, Abigail. The BCX Digital Innovations were created back in 2019. As you mentioned earlier, it's our fifth year now. And it's really about showcasing innovative technology solutions by professionals and organizations in South Africa who, through their creativity and out-of-the-box thinking, are shifting how we live, learn, and work. And it's really a platform where we kind of create awareness for the need for continuous innovation and to also celebrate digital innovation excellence in South Africa.
I love that.
And
so
there are three.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was just about to ask and expand on that. Like,
Yeah.
who can enter? Is it an individual that can enter? Is it a must that this person have a specific type of business? What are the categories?
We look at three categories, SMEs, public sector, and corporate enterprises. And over the past 4 years, we've had lots of entries within the SME sector and corporate. And we're hoping that we did open up for public sector last year, and we are hoping that we will see more of them this year.
So if I am a business owner, what are sort of the check boxes that my organization needs to tick in order to be eligible to enter these awards?
So we look at South African business that are operating in South Africa. So the innovation has to benefit South Africans. And they also the digital innovation has to have been in operation for about 4 years. And it also needs to have had some kind of impact in terms of how that organization operates. And also there has to be a clear sign of the use of technology in terms of either enhancing the business from a business growth perspective or in terms of providing service to our citizens.
Mandisa, let's chat about the importance of shining the spotlight on organizations like this. Why is it important that we recognize South Africans who are being digitally innovative and moving the country forward?
I think if you look at what we've gone through with COVID, it has required a lot of organizations to kind of pivot the way they operate. A lot of them had to find themselves having to kind of find ways of operating either remotely and also providing services digitally. So those organizations that were able to kind of turn around their organization quite quickly using digital platforms need to be celebrated. And those are the companies such as, I'm sure you have used Checkers 6060 to do your shopping, for example. The way Discovery Bank has really changed the way banking is really based on how well you actually manage your banking habits, and also sharing the value through giving you lower interest, for example. So it's really about recognizing those organizations that are really making a big change in terms of how we live and learn and work, and also how they are also able to kind of make a difference in terms of their bottom line, in terms of their revenue numbers.
You did mention two very big organizations, but there is a category for small and medium enterprises. Could you maybe talk to us about what sort of organizations have been nominated in that specific category in the past?
If you look at last year's winner, it's a company called Control Technologies. They offer a digital insurance brokering. So they've actually digitized the whole entire from, when the process that you normally go through, going through a broker, looking for various quotes for insurances and, signing up. They've actually digitized the whole process. Other examples is a company that has, made it easy for people to get their chronic medication by creating kind of a digital locker where they can actually apply on a platform and be able to kind of get their medication in 2 minutes instead of having to go and wait at a clinic for a long time. And that thing's called a Pilly Box. That's one of the smart locker technology.
Amazing. So, Mandisa, if someone's sitting at home thinking to themselves, you know what, I think my organization is quite innovative and I think this is the perfect opportunity and platform for me, how do people go about nominating themselves or entering? What's the process?
They can go onto our website, the www.bcx.co.za and /Digital Innovation Awards. Or they can also follow us on our various social media platforms by following the hashtag BCXDIA, and they will follow the instructions from there. I think failing that is really just calling us because we really want to have as many entries as possible.
Yes.
And I think the one thing to really mention where we actually announce the winners is at the Sunday Times Top 100 Awards, which is a prestigious event where the captains of industries are there. And I think for SMEs, and even for SMEs, that's an opportunity for an organization to recognize them and maybe want to acquire that solution that they've come up with. But it's really just showcasing South Africa's digital innovation in front of the captains of industries.
Mandisa, I know that you have future plans of growing this award. Just talk to us about what else is planned for the future. I know that there's possibly an additional category potentially as well. Just talk to us about what we can expect from the Digital Innovation Awards in the future.
I think the one award that we haven't really managed to get as many entries as possible is around public sector. What's happening, not only public sector, and probably from a community development perspective, because we've primarily focused on SMEs and corporates. So I think going forward would be to also look at not necessarily fully fledged innovation, but innovation that maybe is having an impact in a niche community that someone has come up with. That I think recognizing that as well, but also just an appeal to government out there. I think we have so many challenges when it comes to service delivery. It would be really great to start integrating digital solutions to solving some of our greatest challenges that we're facing at the moment.
And what do you think some of the challenges with regards to the entry mechanism of the awards are? Would you say that the ongoing energy crisis plays into that?
Most definitely. I think it does, especially for SMEs that are trying to kind of survive in this tough economic environment. However, I think we've also seen, solutions not necessarily through this platform, in other platforms where people are starting to find ways of mitigating the challenges of load shedding.
Definitely. Mandisa, thank you very much for your time and for informing us on the BCX Digital Innovation Awards. Definitely something that I think some of our viewers will be interested in, and hopefully we see an increase of entries this year. And hopefully after you've announced the winners, we can have you and a couple of winners back just to talk us through the awards ceremony and everything that has developed. But we thank you for your time and your insights. That was Mandisa Ntloko-Peterson, the Chief Marketing Officer at BCX, who will be hosting this year's Digital Innovation Awards. It is the 5th year, and if you are someone who has one of these organizations that have been very innovative and you feel this is something that you want to be part of, then head over to their website or their social media pages to see how you can nominate yourself, and hopefully you'll be one of the winners this year. But